Welcome back. On the 27th of September 2023, the Women and Agriculture Summit will be taking place at the NTN in Windhoek. To enlighten us on the objective of this initiative and what to expect, we're joined on the line by Paulina Mbango, who is the founder of Women and Agriculture Summit. Paulina, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Paulina, you're the founder of Women in Agriculture Summit, as I mentioned. But before you tell us about the summit, just give us an overview of your history, and agricultural experience or endeavors.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. So my background is actually in corporate communications and change management. And I've spent, the past 12 years or so working in corporate, starting with banking, then I went to mining, and then I went into an NGO, and now I'm doing consulting for change management. So I don't actually necessarily have a background in agriculture, but I was busy with hosting of events. And we were hosting women's events, particularly through my consultancy, where we wanted to actually create a platform where women can come together and have access to high-level information in the business industry. So what we found out is that most women maybe go into business, but they don't necessarily understand the economic environment that we're operating in, and that's how we really started with these women's events. And through that, we started hearing more and more about the agricultural industry and the opportunities around that. So that's how we actually end up hosting our first event last year, and now we are hosting the second event this year.
So what necessitated a summit for women in the agricultural field specifically?
So for me personally, it was really around that time of COVID. We saw that, there was a lot of job insecurity. People didn't understand where they stood. Like some of our industries, communications and event management, those were severely impacted for close to a year and a half. So during that time, like I said, I was hosting other events, but that really got me to thinking like, okay, if I'm a consultant and I'm impacted like this up to a year and a half, what does that mean for my income specifically, and how do I actually survive in an environment where disruptions are taking place continuously? So it can be external disruptions like the COVID-19 pandemic. It can be a recession that we've also experienced. And it can be other things like technology that's impacting the workforce. And, people could be laid off. We don't know how the technology is going to impact the workforce going forward. So for me, that it just created a very vulnerable space for me as a woman to find myself in a position where I might not be able to work, or I might be laid off or, retrenched. So that really got us thinking about how do we as women and men, obviously, survive in the event that something external out of our control happens. And like I said, during our events, the agricultural sector started really coming up as an emerging sector that people need to start looking at and focusing on, not just in terms of food security, but also in terms of the commercial viability of it and generating an income from that. So that's really where it came from, and we've had a really good positive response. We have had a lot of people, registering for the event and interested in the event, and I can say up to 50% of the people interested in coming, 50% of them are farmers, but there's a 50% of people that are actually sitting in offices, whether it's at the government or corporate or police. So it's a wide range of people that are sitting in offices that say, I want to look at an alternative income and see what opportunities agriculture offers.
Tell us about the speakers, Paulina, and what they'll be touching on.
So how we've set up the program is just to really give us an overview of the industry. So our theme for this year is leveraging technology and innovation to unlock the potential of agriculture and value addition. So with that, we really want to talk about going beyond just the, backyard gardening and really being able to scale some of these agricultural endeavors that people have. And how do we include technology to really be able to scale some of these projects? Additionally, we've all heard about the importance of value addition, and how do we really go beyond just, producing, let's say, tomatoes or green peppers or whatnot, and actually adding value to that and increasing the price of the products that you're putting on the market because you've increased the value. So in terms of our speakers, we've managed to secure a really good panel of speakers, where we start off with an economic overview, and that's going to be done by Ms. Rusa Nandago, and she's the group economist at First Strand. And then we're going to go into an overview of the agricultural sector, and that will be done by a representative from Namibian Statistics Agency. And then we'll have a couple of panel discussions, the first one being on really the theme now of the event, leveraging technology and innovation to unlock potential of agriculture and value addition. And then there we have a couple of representatives from Ministry of Trade. The minister will be there herself. We also have the president of the Namibia Emerging Commercial Farmers Union, Dr. Nitindaka Chiongwa. And then obviously representatives from the private sector as well. So Mr. Sydney Hanstein, the chairperson of Team Namibia. And and a representative from the Ministry of Agriculture. So we really want to bring the industry players into one room to discuss the big picture of agriculture. What is changing? Where are the opportunities? What are the challenges? How do we address these challenges? But furthermore than that, we also want to understand the funding or financing landscape. So we have a couple of organizations, including Congaland, that has transitioned into agricultural schemes and training, as well as Ombu Capital that also provides support to agricultural agribusinesses. So FNB will be there, EOS Capital will be there, and then we have a smaller organizations such as Think Tank that actually assists people to fundraise and put together a business model for the type of farm that you want to actually run. So there's a lot of different speakers. We have farmers themselves. We're going to hear from the ladies that are actually farming, people that are farming livestock, crops, horticulture. So it's going to be a really full day, and we're excited to have the day, have all these speakers with us for that day.
Thank you so much. Just lastly, for women or any other individual that's interested in participating, how are they able to do so?
So we have a website that we've created specifically for the event. It's called agri-women.com. Or you can just email us at info@agri-women.com. So you can purchase your tickets there. We have a range of tickets, so the full day tickets, if you want to come there in person, or if you're not in Windhoek and most of the target audience is farmers. So we have people in the north, in the south, in Swakopmund at the coast. So we also have an option for the virtual tickets for the people that are not able to make it in person. So we've really catered to a wide range of people. And like we said, we also have men coming. This is not to say that we're excluding men. No, we just have that added benefit in terms of talking about some of these loans that are available, or some of the schemes the government has going that specifically are catered to women. So we have a general topic about agriculture, and then we just touch on that added information in terms of what is really available that is specifically for women.
Paulina, thank you so much for your time. All the best with the summer. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was Paulina Mbango, the founder of Women and Agriculture Summit, talking to us. The summit takes place on the 27th of September. She's given the details. If you're interested in attending physically or virtually, please get in contact with them directly. We'll be right back after.